Our meeting peacefully, and we were happy. Maybe that's why we forgot to invite you.
Honorable Sir, can you tell us through some of the resolutions that were reached today, sir?
Resolutions on PMS, their report. The Labour people have digested the report and they have made their submissions here. And so it's still work in progress. Work
So
in
there's still going to be
progress.
another round of meetings. You're saying no actual solution was reached today. Because it
No.
was the price, the costing has been what the issue has been, and they're talking about the template being used and saying this is not workable for us as a country. So
Yes,
what
well, but
agreement was reached
that's
here?
why when the NMPC presented their own report, Labour saw with them that they were making some points, and is like I said, work in progress. The governors are going to discuss this on Thursday. They have discussed this at the National Economic Council, and so everybody is involved because we find ourselves in dire straits.
Okay, Honourable Minister,
No money for subsidy.
in clear terms.
But in electricity, we adopted the report of the Electricity Committee, made some adjustments, and transformed that technical committee into an implementation committee. They are now a standing committee to implement all the recommendations they gave to us here.
Throw like some recommendations.
Some of the recommendations within the week, you start seeing members of that committee with the minister on the issue of mass metering. They will go around now and make sure that the discos put meters for people. Because there are reports that they're not metering people. They want to be doing bulk billing, estimated billing, and charges. And so we don't want that. There's also a resolution that the gas companies will try to reduce gas pricing for gas to power companies, that's the Gencos and the rest of them, so that the price of electricity per unit will go down and the consumers will benefit from it.
How soon do you think this would happen, sir?
Immediately, we are giving the marching orders for them to do so.
So Nigerians should expect a reduction in the price of electricity soon?
Yes, not very soon, but some paperwork has to be done. And once that is done, the price of ampere of electricity will go down. And once it goes down, the consumers will benefit. There was also the issue of a forceful migration of people from one band, the low-paying band of D and E by the electricity companies, into the upper band of A and B so that they can give them a higher tariff. And we said people who suffer such should petition the NERC, that's the Regulatory Commission, and they will be brought back, and the disco will be sanctioned.
So now that the issue of the template is here to be ascertained, does it mean that each time the prices of crude oil go up, Nigerians will still continue to pay more?
That I told you it's work in progress. The NNPC have explained there are certain things they want to do. Because what they are doing is import dependent. The regulation is import dependent. But they are doing bulk purchase. So they can get discounts. They are also using a foreign exchange that is discounted for them. They're not buying from the parallel market. So all these things will be put on the basket, and the price will emerge from it.
So Labour and FG will no longer meet on the PMS.
They're happy. That's what I'm telling you. We have finished the discussion.
So no adjournment, nothing? No talk
We
on this
adjourned to April.
Okay.
April after Easter.
On this same matter?
Yeah, meanwhile, the two committees are standing. They're there now.
Okay.
They will act on our behalf.
The reports we are presented, we point out areas that we are not comfortable with, and we're able to put our suggestions across, which will form the basis of a decision. First is that we have been using the import pricing method, which I think is only Nigeria out of the OPEC countries that have been using that method. That entails that 100% of what we consume will be imported. That is, you sell your crude oil, then you import finished product. That, to us, is not sustainable. It's exporting our jobs. And our first priority is to see how the refineries can be fixed. Because before 1998, our refineries were working. And the model that was used and the template that was used in fixing the price is the production cost pricing method, which is what all OPEC countries are using, because you then have to produce or refine products for the domestic use and also for local markets. So we thought this is what is sustainable at this point in time, and that is what we have posited. And we have looked at the timeline for the refineries to actually work, which is what they will be working on. Because you remember in the past, some of these commitments were made, but the refineries are not still working because of the inherent interest in importation rather than refining. And you know the benefits, including jobs and industries that will spring up if we're able to refine product.
So what's the timeline, Mr. Wabang?
No, the refineries' own is a different issue, which
So
they are
the
working
refineries,
with the
because-
committees, yeah.
Because while this timeline is going on, people are still going to be complaining about the price of PMS.
And that's what we said. Centrally also, they must look at the issue of Nigerians, especially at this point in time. Because certainly the center point of every policy should be about the welfare of Nigerians. And therefore, they must find a way of protecting Nigerians, insulating Nigerians from the vagaries of market forces. This is fundamentally what we have posited here. And we said the NNPC should do everything possible to look at the current template and make sure that it serves Nigerians instead of the market forces.
From the comment of the minister, it appears you are not satisfied with you are not satisfied with the petroleum committee report.
It's
but
not
you are-
about
you are-
satis- it's
but
not about-
you are okay with the electricity.
No,
report.
wait. On the two reports, Labour tried to posit its position. The two reports. And the first one I mentioned to you is about the method we have adopted in arriving at the items on the template, which were faulted because it's actually an import-driven template. And we have proposed the local refining template, which most other OPEC countries, or all, are using outside Nigeria. It's clear also that that template was an imposition by IMF, and of which we have pointed that clearly with literatures to back our point. We will also share with you, I think, the position paper which we have adopted, which have been used as a basis for NLC and organized labor to engage this issue. And it's very profound, and it's good that you have a copy to go through, which is what our organs have looked at. So it's not essentially a new issue or a new idea, but it's actually have to protect Nigerians from those market forces. On the tariff issue, clearly I think we have actually had some understanding that the issue of continuous tariff increase can be addressed. One, through the issue of appropriate gas pricing. For now, the gas pricing to the generating companies is actually at $2.80. And we have proposed that it should be reduced to $1.50. That will actually affect also the downward review of the electricity tariff. We have also looked at the inefficiency in the system, especially metering, which had become a major problem. But fundamentally, we have also said that the entire privatization process is due for review. The condition precedent for the privatization is that after 5 years, the entire process should be reviewed, whether we're making progress or we are not making progress. And that, I think, date have passed. And we have agreed that it's going to start immediately, so that all stakeholders, because you know also that local governments invested, state governments invested in the entire power process. The workers also have their investment in the power sector. So we want that process reviewed. The other issue is the mass metering, where we have also pointed out that the meters are being hoarded. They are available, but not being distributed because the discourse felt that once everybody has meter, it then means you will regulate what you consume. And by so doing, the revenue may actually drop. And I think part of the process is that we have now a standing committee that will start next week to ensure that meters, everybody will get meters free. And that, I think, is a major step in the right direction. The other issue is entirely to look at the template, which includes the US inflation rate, Nigeria inflation rate, exchange rate, to see how all of this can then be reviewed. But essentially, we have agreed also that the price should not actually be increased. So those are the areas and issues we have agreed on the technical report, because technical report is a report of few technical people that then we have to subject it. And in our own case, we subjected to our organs. You remember we had organ meetings where those reports were subjected, and we have a position. And that's the position we have come to canvass for here at this meeting, and I think we have been able to successfully just do that.
So when
Okay.
you come back
So,
after,
no,
when you come,
no,
in April, what's
No,
the conversation?
the April is for the electricity subcommittee. We then need to come and monitor progress, and including the recommendation, because some of the recommendations, like reduction of the gas, cannot be done here. It has to be scaled up to other tiers of government, particularly also other higher authority. That has to be done, and also including the issue of the review process, which we mentioned, also have to also take on board all the issues and concerns we have raised. And importantly, is also about what we have canvassed about the PMS template, which we said no is based on a model that certainly will not address the issue. So we said also that they should go and look at the template and bring something that at least will address the concern of majority of Nigerians, including organized labor, including workers that are on fixed wages, and including those in the private sector.
Okay, but very briefly, President, if before April, there are fears that fuel price might increase before April, how will it affect this resolution you have reached here?
Well, the resolution we have used is in good faith. If that happens, you also know that we'll have to consult our organs and respond appropriately. That's how we have always engaged the issue. But in good faith, collective bargaining process or bipartisan consultation is necessary to be able to address the issue and put them into context.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.